Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone and welcome to the Practical English Brain. Today I'm going to be explaining how to change active sentences to passive sentences with these semi-auxiliary verbs be going to, be supposed to, be about to, and at. Let's start it with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Keep in mind that your to be verbs with be going to, be supposed to, and be about to should be used this way. With third person singular subjects, he, she, it, or a singular noun, you use is. With the rest of them, you use are. Okay. With I, you use am. I'm going to, I'm supposed to, I'm about. Okay. With the rest of them, like you're going to, you're supposed to. Okay. We're going to, we're supposed. And if you want to use these semi auxiliaries for a past meaning, like in the past, then was, were are your to be verbs. Okay. With I, he, she, it, or a singular noun, you use was. With the rest of them, you use were, you were, we were, they were, or a plural noun, the students were, for example. Are to can be used with all subjects. Now look at these examples. Affirmative sentences. So everyone is supposed to follow the rules. The rules are supposed to be followed by everyone, so by phrase is sometimes not necessary, especially if the subject of your active sentence is not a specific person. You don't need the by phrase, it's not necessary. So everyone is supposed to follow the rules. Now everyone, which is indefinite pronoun, is the subject of your active sentence, and the rules is the object of your passive, active sentence, and follow is the main verb. So the object of your active sentence becomes the subject of your passive sentence, so the rules. And obviously the to be verb is are, because it's a plural subject now, so the rules are supposed to. And after supposed to, you need be, the word be, and then you change main verb to past participle third form. The rules are supposed to be followed. Now look at this example. They are to close the gate. So subject they, and the gate is object. Are to, your semi-auxiliary verb, and close is the main verb in base form. Okay, so the object becomes the subject of your passive sentence. The gate are to be closed by them. So are to can be used in the same way with all subjects. Negative sentences. He's not supposed to bother her. He's not supposed to bother her. She's not supposed to be bothered by him. You may use the by phrase if you think it's necessary, but most of the times it's not necessary. So now he, the subject of this active sentence, and her is the object. So the object became the subject of passive sentence. So he's not supposed to, she's not supposed to, and it's almost the similar structure, like he's not supposed to up to here, she's not supposed to. But after supposed to in passive form, you add the word be, and then you change main verb to past participle third form, bothered. So she's not supposed to be bothered by him. Now look at this example. I was not going to call them. So I subject and them object, and call the main verb, and was not going to. Okay. So now, after the semi-auxiliary in active form, you need to bring the main verb in base form, call. Okay, but here look at these changes now. The object of your active sentence becomes the subject of your passive. Okay, so them is changed to they, and obviously here I was, but they were. Okay, the to be verb should be were. They were not going to, and after going to, be, the word be itself, and then main verb call is changed to past participle form. They were not going to be called by me. Interrogatives. Look at the first example. Was he about to kill them? Was he about to kill them? Now the short answer could be yes, he was. No, he wasn't. But he is your subject and them is object. So object becomes the subject of passive sentence. And obviously the to be verb should be were, because the subject is they. It's not, third person singular subject. So were they about to? Was he about to? Were they about to? Up to here, similar structures, right? But in passive form, after about to, you need to add the word be, and then change this main verb to past participle third form, killed. Okay, and then subject of your active sentence becomes object of your position. It's pretty easy. If you pay attention, it's pretty easy to change active sentences to passive sentences. Now look at this example. Are you supposed to be disturbing me? Are you supposed to be disturbing me? So you, subject, me, object. Okay. And obviously with you we use the to be verb are. Okay. And the to be verb should be used before subject at the beginning of your sentence if it's an interrogative sentence or yes no question. Supposed to be and one more thing here, like even it's possible to use these semi-auxiliary verbs in continuous tenses. Are you going to be disturbing me? Are you supposed to be disturbing me? See, after be, main verb in ing form. But when you change it to passive form, then you got to follow the rules for continuous tenses. Okay, so look at it here. Am I supposed to be being disturbed by you? Okay, am I supposed to be being disturbed by you? So I mean me, the object became the subject over here, and obviously the to be verb with I should be am. So am I supposed to be? And here is it's also the same. I mean the same structure, supposed to be. But before you change, I mean this main verb disturbing from ing form to past participle third form disturbed, you need being. You need this auxiliary being uh, for all continuous tenses in passive form. So am I supposed to be being disturbed by you? And negative interrogatives. The complete form, okay, you bring the to be verb at the beginning, then subject, then not going to, or not supposed to, or not about, or something, whatever, I mean, the semi-auxiliary verb is. So, is he not going to drive the car? So, he, subject, car, object, drive, main verb, okay? So, object becomes the subject of a passive sentence, and the to be verb, of course, comes at the beginning. So, is the car not going to be driven by him? So the only thing you need to do is in passive form, after going to, you need to add the word be and then change this main verb to past participle of third form, and then bring by, preposition by, and then change this subject to if it's a pronoun, so it's in subjective form, and change it to objective form, so by him. Okay, so is he not going to drive the car? Is the car not going to be driven by him? Or the short form, is he not going to drive the car in spoken English? Or isn't he going to drive the car? Or is he not going to drive the car? Is the car not going to be driven by him? This is how you can say it in spoken normal English. Now, I mean, the short form is here, like, look at it. So, isn't he going to drive the car, or isn't he gonna drive the car? So, one way, isn't he gonna drive the car? Another way, is he not gonna drive the car? I mean, so if you want to change this short form, is he not gonna drive the car? And here, isn't he gonna drive the car? And now you change it to passive form, so the car, which is the object of your active sentence, becomes the subject of a passive sentence. So isn't the car going to be driven by him? Or the short form, isn't the car gonna be driven by him? So that's also possible. Information questions. Now look at the first example. Who is supposed to paint the house? Who is supposed to paint the house? Now we have object, the house over here, but you don't have, I mean, subject. Where is subject? I don't see anything. He, she, it, Tom, Mike, Ahmad, Mahmoud, subject. Okay, I've explained this many times before in my other videos and my other lessons. When you see, I mean, the WH question word who in a question, an information question, and there is no subject in that sentence, like here we don't have any subject. I mean, the house is the object of this main verb pain. So the word who itself functions as the subject because the question is about the subject, about the doer of the action. So who is supposed to paint the house? And now, if you want to answer this question, just remove this word who and put a subject here. For example, he is supposed to paint the house. She is supposed to. So now the question was about he or she. The question was about the doer of this action, painting. Okay. Now here, how do we change it? who is the house supposed to be painted by? So this is one way if you use the preposition at the end, okay, here. So who is the house supposed to be painted by? Like you bring the same WH question word at the beginning of your passive sentence as well, and the same to be verb. And then you bring, I mean, the object, which is now subject over here, I mean, the house, supposed to be painted by. By preposition at the end, informal spoken way. But if you take this preposition all the way to the beginning of your question here, and you change this word who to whom, by whom is the house supposed to be painted, then it becomes more formal. I hope this concept is clear. Now, where was he about to hit you? Where was he about to hit you? So he subject, you object. See, the object of your active sentence becomes the subject of passive sentence. So where was? Where were? Why? Were, because your subject is you now. Here you use was because your subject is he. Okay, so why were you? About to be. And after about to, you bring the main verb hit in its base form. But here, about to be, you bring the word be in hit. I mean, it's irregular verb, and all the three forms are similar. So hit base form, hit second form, hit third form. So where were you about to be hit by him? Okay. Uh, I hope you liked this video about changing active sentences to passive sentences, and uh, with the modal auxiliary verbs. And if you have liked this video, okay, this lesson, so it's really up to you. I mean, if you're satisfied with my lessons, if they benefit you, if they're useful for you. So in order to be able to receive more videos and notifications in the future, you may subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, you don't have to. Have a great time for now, and bye bye.